Women of Reddit, what are some NSFW hacks every girl needs to know? Post-nut clarity also applies to WOM. If you're feeling anxious about him and bordering on being needy/weighing if you should call him or triple text him, anxious about your next date, just rub/hump one out. And if it doesn't work, wait a little and go again. If you can't have orgasms from regular sex, don't be embarrassed to get a sex toy. Clitoral orgasms are normal for a lot of WOM. Improved my sex life tenfold. I have orgasmed maybe 10 times in 10 years by plain old sex alone. Hubby then boyfriend actually suggested we give it a shot so I could get more out of sex. If you menstruate and find yourself in a situation without pads or tampons on hand, this is the best way to make an emergency pad that will not leak after like 20 seconds. / grab paper towels / folded hot dog length a couple times until it is roughly the size of the bottom of your panties / tuck the top 1/2 inch inside the little flap thing on the bottom of your underwear. If you don't have it, it's fine / take toilet paper and wrap it around a couple times until the paper towel is covered to secure it, and for comfort / tuck in the last part into the bottom. Pull up your pants and you're done. Also, never be afraid to ask for another person for tampons/pads. Honestly, I purposely carry stuff I know I won't need just in case someone has an emergency. Edit it, a bunch of guys who have supplies on hand in case of emergency. Not that women aren't awesome for doing it, but honestly it had never in my life occurred to me that a guy would even have that on their radar. Keep on being amazing, people. Kindness makes the world go round. I hope you are immortalized as the saint you are. You can get TSS from pads, not just tampons. It happened to me. If you are on your period or just recently finished and you have a persistent headache, fever, and/or vomiting go to the ER. There's nothing wrong with using lube or coconut oil for those with lube allergies every time you have sex. Your body won't get wet enough every single time, even if you're feeling horny and ready to go. Lube reduces risk of soft tissue damage down there. Use liberally and as often as needed. This goes doubly so for shower sex where water washes away any natural lubrication. Edit. Some people tend to have this preconceived notion that if you're not wet you aren't enjoying it. This couldn't be more wrong. Things that can affect your natural lubrication include birth control, antidepressants, long-term acne treatments, most medications with a side effect of dry mouth and eyes, genetics, diet, concurrent illnesses, congenital physiology, etc. Don't let anyone tell you you're broken or bad at sex if you don't gush down there. And don't be afraid to bring this up with your GP or gyno if there's any changes or discomfort. Sex should be physically and emotionally enjoyable. You just have to find out what works best for you. If that involves a metric ton of lube, so be it. Edit 2. Things to note about organic virgin coconut oil as a lubricant. Thanks to you/Chuck Finley 88:1 oil-based lubricants aren't compatible with latex condoms. 2. It has antifungal and antibacterial properties, so, like other lubricants, it may affect a vagina's pH and flora in a negative way. Just being naked alone at home has been great for building self-confidence. It's like exposure therapy. If you get used to seeing yourself but naked, everything else is a breeze. Highly recommend naked Redditing. 10/10. Oh my god. I was just thinking maybe this is why I feel better about my body lately. I finally live alone for the first time in my life and I live in Japan. It's too ducking hot for me most of the year, so I just walk around naked in my house a lot and sleep naked too. I've gotten very confident about my body and I think this has to be part of why. If you've got super sensitive skin like me, then shaving down below is an absolute nightmare. Getting a decent trimmer, exfoliating acne wash, and calamine lotion changes everything. There was a comment on the men's thread about washing out cam stains with cold water. Same goes for period stains. Blood clots at over 42°C temperatures, so rinse with cold water. It may be more common knowledge on Reddit, but a couple of my IRL friends actually had no clue when it came up in conversation once. Edit. Fantastic replies. Let's just sum this up real quick. 1. Your own spit contains agents that dissolve your own blood. 2. Thanks. Seems to work on dry stains too. 2 Shampoo. This should have been an obvious one, since almost all shampoos contain SDS sodium dodecyl sulfate, which is an anionic detergent that is also used in biochemistry to denature proteins. Will probably not work if you use shampoos specifically for curly hair, since they should be SDS free, but you'll know, since they are a pain in the ass to find in store. 3 Meat Tenderizer. Also contains proteases. 4 Apparently toothpaste does the job too. And dish soap. Also contains proteases to break down food residue, so probably a good pick. 5 people have mentioned hydrogen peroxide, which is a bleaching agent. 6 Panties. I prefer black over red, but it's generally sensible to avoid wearing your favorite fancy underpants on a heavy flow day. 7 Due to popular demand. Salt. Table salt. Saline solution. Gentle. Cheap, you've got it at home. Also hydrogen peroxide is a godsend. Brush your hair before you take a shower. Way less hair to wipe on the walls and get stuck in the drain. Curlers do not do this. Only brush when wet or coated in conditioner. I'll go one step further and say curlers should never brush. Only comb, and only when wet/coated with conditioner. Am male curly, and I wholeheartedly support this advice. But still do comb under these auspices, because your hair may tangle and form Gordian knots if you don't. If you think you have a UT and don't have time/money to go to the doctors, download the Planned Parenthood app. For $15 you can describe your symptoms and have a prescription faxed to your local pharmacy. Don't let it go untreated. Get a bra that fits our /breath that fits. Make sure you know exactly how your contraception of choice works, how effective it is, and anything that can interfere with it. Many women find menstrual cups are superior to tampons for comfort, and they save you money and produce less waste. I second the recommendation to get a good vibrator. Maybe less NSFW, but male toiletries are often cheaper and just as good or better. Razors, for example. UTIs suck. Know how to avoid them, and if you get one, complete the course of antibiotics. I'm assuming this is common knowledge, but orgasms are the best treatment for PMS. They also clear up a congested nose for long enough to fall asleep. If you need to pee badly, but aren't in a socially acceptable spot to relieve yourself, do a few strong kegels. It'll buy you some time. Pro tip, become a nurse. You'll recognize you had to pee hours ago and it just simply went away. Not NSFW, but pink dye. Pregnancy tests are more sensitive than blue dye or digital. Always go for the pink dye for the most accurate results. You can loosen a stubborn poop by sticking your fingers into your vagina and massaging towards the rear. Don't let low confidence stop you from riding a deck. Shit feels great and the guy will love it. Not exactly NSFW, but super important in my opinion. A considerable number of women suffer from PMDD. It's like PMS, but instead of cramps and crankiness you get cyclical depression. Estrogen has some important serotonergic effects, and each month some women find their brain reacts to the changes in hormone levels with potentially severe symptoms including depression and/or anxiety. The symptoms typically start approximately a week or so before the first day of a period. Many women state their mood will then feel notably better around the start of their period. I personally struggled with PMDD for some years before realizing what was up. Some women find SSRIs or other antidepressants helpful, but for me what really solved the problem was taking continuous oral contraceptives, no placebo week, to keep a constant hormone level. Also, I'm a medical student, so helps to have some context for the pathophysiology. Honestly, not a lot of obs/gyns or primary care doctors screen for PMDD. Yeah, what the duck is with doctors not giving a shit about women's mental/physical health. My wife had HELLP syndrome, which led to our daughter being born 3 months early. The care my daughter received was absolutely top notch, like A+, no complaints. But they couldn't kick my wife to the curb fast enough once the baby was out of her. Once she wasn't pregnant, they treated her like hot garbage. Oof, sorry to hear that. Hope she's doing better now. I lived in Europe briefly and was surprised how many free resources are available to new moms, from nurse check-ins to lots of free education. Edited. Cut out an unnecessary rant. Don't fake orgasms. You're reinforcing bad behavior. Make sure he/she learns what you need, so he/she can make you count like a pro. Thank you. The worst sexual experience I had was with a guy who insisted that all of his previous sexual partners had orgasms within a few minutes of sleeping with him. He was baffled when I didn't. He kept repeating "come for me" until I finally stopped and told him I wasn't voice activated. He flat out didn't believe me when I suggested that maybe, just maybe, some more all of the women he'd slept with had faked it. Edit. My most upvoted comment of all time is about my worst sexual experience of all time. I feel conflicted. Want to shave your posse like a stripper? 1. Soak yourself in warm water, hot bath or shower for a good 15 minutes. This opens up your pores and relaxes the skin. 2. Exfoliate with some soap please. Don't get any in your lady guard. Ouchie. 3. Lather up that muff tuft with some baby oil, shower oil, or good old melted coconut oil. Don't rinse. 4. Apply shaving cream. Use a brand new razor and shave that bush. 5. Rinse with cold water. 6. Gently pat a cotton ball soaked in witch hazel or alcohol on the just shaved bit. Stings a little, but you're not a Winnie Beach 7. Tell your partner it's time to go downtown. If you have been the victim of sexual assault or rape and have times where it can be triggering to have sex, let your partner know. Let them know how to seek consent in a comfortable manner, or how to initiate in a way where you will feel comfortable to say no. Seems like a no-brainer, but that can be hard to talk about. Also, the right person will understand and respect what you are going through. And when you are ready to let that freak flag fly, they will be there. It is okay to do what feels right, and it is always okay to say no. Not NSFW, but a life lesson. Get into the habit that whenever you notice something you like about another person, you tell them. If you like that woman's shoes that is slowly approaching you, tell her as you pass her. If your cashier has some really cool accessories, tell them before you grab your stuff to go. Sometimes you may make some friends from this, and it always makes you and the other person feel better when you give genuine compliments. You never know what is going on in another person's life, and this could help brighten their day. Also, the same thing goes for yourself. If you notice that your eyes look so goddamn pretty in the light as you pass your beautiful reflection, fucking compliment yourself. If your outfit perfectly matches today, you better let yourself know that duck, you look great. Your hair fall the way you always love. Your eyeliner perfectly matched for once. Your shoes aren't ducking, killing your feet, and they complete the outfit. Compliment yourself. There are days you will feel like shit, but on those few days that you notice yourself shining, you better show some love.